In the field of direct care for people with developmental disabilities, self-awareness is one of the most important tools a caregiver can develop. While technical knowledge and compassion are vital, the ability to recognize and understand one's own emotions, reactions, and motives in real time often determines how well a situation is handled, especially when a participant is experiencing distress or resisting support. Power struggles can quickly arise when staff respond to behavior with frustration, authority, or a need to win. However, these struggles are often avoidable when caregivers are grounded in self-awareness and can adjust their responses before conflict escalates. Self-awareness allows caregivers to pause and consider what is really happening in a given moment. For example, when a participant refuses to follow a routine or lashes out verbally, it can be easy for staff to take it personally. Without realizing it, a caregiver might respond in a way that reflects their own need for control, validation, or a sense of order. These emotional needs are human and understandable, but when left unexamined, they can steer the interaction toward confrontation. Self-awareness helps staff step back and ask, "What am I feeling right now? And how is that influencing what I want to say or do?" It's important to remember that people with developmental disabilities often experience the world differently. What might seem like defiance or disrespect could instead be fear, confusion, sensory overload, or a lack of understanding. Self-aware caregivers are better able to see past the surface behavior and consider the underlying need. Instead of reacting with demands or ultimatums, they are more likely to offer support, use calming strategies, or simply give the person space to regroup. This approach reduces the need for control and opens the door to collaboration and trust. Another critical benefit of self-awareness is emotional regulation. Direct care can be emotionally demanding work, and it's normal to feel overwhelmed, irritated, or exhausted at times. But when caregivers are not aware of these internal states, their reactions may come out as abruptness, sarcasm, or rigid insistence on rules. Recognizing signs of stress or fatigue can help staff take preventative steps, like deep breathing, asking for a short break, or talking to a supervisor before burnout spills over into their work. Being emotionally regulated doesn't mean never feeling frustrated. It means recognizing those feelings and choosing not to let them control your response. Avoiding power struggles is not about giving up authority or letting unsafe behavior slide. Instead, it's about knowing when the real issue isn't about who's in charge, but about how both people feel and communicate. Self-aware caregivers understand that real influence comes not from asserting power, but from building connection. By being reflective instead of reactive, staff can model the kind of respectful interaction they hope to receive, even in moments of challenge. Building self-awareness takes time and practice. It involves a willingness to look inward, ask hard questions, and accept feedback. Journaling, mindfulness, and peer discussion are all ways to strengthen this skill. Supervisors can help by encouraging reflection during team meetings and debriefings. Over time, this internal work pays off, not just in better outcomes for the people supported, but in a more confident, grounded, and emotionally healthy care team. Consider this example. A direct support professional named Hannah is helping Ethan, a young man with autism, get ready for his daily walk. Ethan resists putting on his shoes and begins yelling. Hannah feels her jaw tighten and thinks, "He always does this when I'm on shift. Why can't he just cooperate?" She starts to raise her voice but catches herself. Taking a breath, she reminds herself that Ethan struggles with transitions and often needs time. Instead of insisting, she sits down next to him and calmly says, "I know this part is hard. I'll wait here with you until you're ready." Within a few minutes, Ethan reaches for his shoes. By recognizing her frustration and choosing a different response, Hannah prevented a power struggle and supported Ethan through a difficult moment. Ultimately, self-awareness helps direct care staff shift from a mindset of control to one of curiosity and compassion. It invites caregivers to see each moment as an opportunity to connect rather than to conquer. In doing so, they foster safer, more respectful environments where the people they support can thrive. and where staff feel more effective and less burned out. Avoiding power struggles doesn't mean letting go of expectations. It means holding them with flexibility, empathy, and a deep understanding of both oneself and the person receiving care.